author, and this is a video. So this is part 2 of my June wrap-up. It's going to be a little all over the place just because of how I have to do this, and thinking about it, I should actually open Goodreads. However, this is the second part, like I just said, and it's going over all of the books that I didn't have a representation of physically, that I read for Whatever-a-thon, because Hillary Clinton got included in the last video. So I have Goodreads open just in case I need to check a rating. Let's hope I don't need to do that ton, but I have my computer up because I literally could not remember, because I read 39 books last month, 38 for Whatever-a-thon. So we're going to start off and just jump into it. So first we have Genderqueer, which is a graphic novel about the author. So Genderqueer is about the author and their discovery or their childhood of growing up being genderqueer, and how society and their family didn't really line up. And I thought it was really interesting. I gave it 4 stars. Once again, I've never read anyone with this experience who uses these pronouns, and it was really interesting, and I learned a lot, and you know, I've never had to face questioning my gender myself, and I've had friends who have, and I have friends who are non-binary and stuff, and I've never had that experience, so seeing that reflected in such a consumable way was really interesting. And yeah, overall it was really great. I gave it 4 stars. Would read something else by the author. So yeah. Okay, I'm also just doing this in the order I read them, which probably isn't that interesting because you can just watch this all in my Whatever-a-thon vlogs, but if you didn't want to watch the hours of Whatever-a-thon vlogs, here you go. So next we have Be Gay Do Crimes, which I gave 3 stars. This is about 2 best friends who, after one of their abusive husbands or ex-husbands accidentally dies on their property, run away to their hometown and wind up confronting their feelings for each other and accidentally go on this crime spree. It was fun. I gave it 3 stars just because I didn't find it overly, you know, great. I appreciate some of the ongoing jokes basically, and recurring jokes and motifs in the book. I listened to it on audio. I enjoyed it. Solid 3-star book. So next we have I Will Judge You on Your Bookshelf. I gave this 2 stars. I thought it was going to be it just kind of seemed all over the place. It was a okay graphic novel. I didn't enjoy it. It was fun in the beginning, and then once things got really repetitive, I didn't really love that. However, if you were doing the Whatever-a-thon prompt about a book about books, this was a great choice. I wasn't even doing that prompt. I was just looking for short little graphic novels to read, so I didn't get into a reading slump. I just found this really dragged in the middle in the end. But basically it's about writing and reading and just being a bookworm and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's all right. I didn't hate it, but I didn't it's a 2-star. So that's the tea. So next we have My Brother's Husband, volume 1 and 2. I'm going to talk about series in just one encapsulation. I'm not going to separate them. So here's what the covers look like. This is a manga about a guy whose brother died, and then his brother's husband shows up from Canada in Japan. And at first he's a little wary, and he doesn't exactly know how he feels about some stuff. And he never really analyzed his understanding of his brother's sexuality and stuff. And he confronts a lot of preconceived notions and prejudices he may have, and stereotypes he may think to be true, a lot through his daughter and her interactions with her uncle. And I loved this. It was full of such sweet moments. And I think, you know, sometimes when people realize, oh, that wasn't a great thing to do, and you're well, duh. But this one was really reflective on a different level, which I really enjoyed. I gave this 5 stars. Both of the volumes got 5 stars. It was some of my favorite books of the year so far. And I loved it. It was you know, it made me tear up with happiness, it made me tear up with with sadness. The relationship between like the main guy character and his ex-wife and how they're trying to raise their daughter really hit home with me. But yeah, it hit all the feels. So next we have What If It's Us, which I gave 3 stars. And I don't think this book deserves all the hype it gets. It may be because I listened to it on audiobook and I found author utterly unbearable. Like I would be like, oh my gosh, because like they're 16, I believe, or 17, and it's like, but they're behaving really like 13 and 14-year-olds. I know that everyone's maturity level is different, and I guess when I was 16 pre-pandemic, I was a little less mature, but then like once the pandemic hit, I kind of had to like be an essential worker during a global pandemic, you grow up a bit. So maybe that's maybe that's why. I'll listen to the sequel, but Arthur just really got on my nerves. But basically this is about 2 boys who meet at a post office as one of them is attempting to get rid of their ex's things, and one's just trying to do whatever. I don't even know. Arthur, I think he was running errands for his mom's law firm or whatever. Listen, it's back here. It's not coming. But basically, then they both try to find each other, and then once they do, they try to develop a relationship from there, and it may not be as easy as it seems. But yeah, 3 stars, like solid. I bought this book as part of my library initiative for Reading the Rainbow when I was a youth ambassador. Anyway, but like solid read. I think if this is your first involvement with, well, gay, it's they're both gay, with gay or LGBTQAI2+ literature, I think like solid, you know, for a YA. And then from there, you know, I personally see it all as like building blocks. I mean, that's how like I discovered like Aristotle and Dante. That was one of the first books I read with LGBTQ+ representation, and then from there I just went off the deep end and read anything with an LGBTQAI2+ character, which I still do. So yeah, solid, 3 stars. So next we have Swing Volume 1 through 4. So Volume 1 and 2 got 2 stars, and Volume 3 and 4 got 4 stars. And I'll tell you why. So Volume 1 and 2, I didn't like how they represented some of the relationship. This is about a couple that starts swinging to like save their marriage or whatever, or what, I don't know. And then in Volume 3, there's a twist at the end and you're like, what? Are you silly? Like, why? And then in book 4, Volume 4, they kind of go off of the original plot of the movie. But like there is a Volume 5 and I will read it. My friend literally messaged me. She was like, why are you keep reading them? You haven't rated a single one 3 or more stars. And I was like, listen, I'm just here for the content, okay? Anywho, it's whatever. If you're looking for like a steamy or whatever graphic novel, sure, you can read them for free online. So, you know, do what you want, but I don't feel the same way as I did about Hillary Clinton, and that I'll never get those hours back, because obviously I kept reading. I don't know what's wrong with me, okay? I don't. Yeah. You're also going to notice that this is 1 book short of actually being 39 books, and it's because I'm not going to talk about one of them, because one of them is a secret book. And yeah. You may be able to catch a glimpse in my whatever thought vlogs. Anyway, moving on. Next we have the Wayward Children series, which I read book 1 through 3. I gave them all 4 stars. This is about, so every other book, so all the odd books are like at the school, which the 3rd book isn't really at the school, but like that's where you start the book. And then the even ones are about the worlds these kids travel to, but this is about kids traveling through doors into worlds in which they are best suited for, like where they're meant to be, and their adventures, good or bad there. And then they come back to oh my goodness, I cannot think, The Home for Wayward Children, I can't think of the rest of the name of it. And they try to find their doors, and kind of learn more about the worlds they're traveling to, and there's this compass that's like, your world can be like wicked or virtuous, and logic and nonsense. And it's really interesting. I'm not a huge fantasy reader, but I found this like quite accessible. Like even the one that I read that was completely in a different world was very like, I could understand it. And the one that was like traveling all over, I could understand as well. One thing I didn't love is that some people, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some characters that shift settings, we'll say, between books, and you don't find out about until the next book. But then I also realized that there's a reason for that, specifically in the third book. But yeah, I really enjoyed the series. I'm going to continue it. Next we have Leather and Lace, which is a short story collection by Lydia Westing, about roller derby. I gave this 3 stars. I actually like roller derby. I've seen a few matches, and I've always found it really interesting. This is more like romance stories, which makes sense because she's a romance writer. I gave it 3 stars. It was pretty solid. A lot of the stories kind of conjoin, like it's all the same characters on this derby team, and you just switch which one you're reading from, and there was like a bunch of different representation, and it was like pretty solid. It's also really short, and I listened to it as an audiobook, so yeah. So next we have The Date Swap, which is a romance novel by Lydia Westing, and this is gonna shock you, I gave this 5 stars. I just loved this. I just thought that it was really natural, even though it would like never actually happen. It's basically these two are both going to a wedding in Hawaii at like resorts that are next to each other, and they, their parents are both expecting them to show up with dates, so they pretend to be each other's dates once they meet in an airport, and then maybe love blossoms from there. You don't know. But yeah, I gave this 5 stars. I just loved it. I really enjoyed the characters. I didn't find them overly annoying or like ridiculous or like non-logical. I found them all very much like, yeah, fair. And I found like the twist or whatever, the conflict, I found that like they weren't actually, just dropping everything for each other, which I really enjoyed, because that's one of the things I hate about romance novels, is that there's no boundaries in a lot of them. But basically the girl was like, no, I'm not going to do this for you. It's not fair, like, for me to have to confront my family like that. And then he got all mad, and she was like, sucks to suck, dude. and I really liked that. And maybe they end up together in the end, you don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's once again a short little book, and I gave it 5 stars. So next we have Come Closer by Sarah Gran. I gave this 3 stars. It was my very first horror read, and I wish it played around. So I guess I should actually tell you the plot. Basically, this woman gets possessed by a demon. That's the plot, and then she starts doing things that are out of character for her because she's possessed. Cool. Unreliable narrator at times, but like, is she actually possessed by a demon? The book wants you to think so. This is okay. I really don't understand the slurs in the beginning, though. That's something I really don't like in books. It's slurs that, like, slurs are never necessary, but like, if a homophobic character is bullying a gay character, like when those, and then yeah, but they were just really out of place in this one. But yeah, anyway, that's it basically. I wish it played around a little more with the unreliable narrator, and like, is she really telling us the truth, like what's actually going on? But Books and Lala loves this, and so does Gavin, from How to Train Your Gavin. But yeah, it was solid. 3 stars. First time I've been exposed to this genre. Pretty cool. So then we have Tianana, I'm so sorry, or The Unseen Ones, by Norma Dunning. This is a short story collection about Inuit culture, really, about Inuit culture and like spirituality. I gave this one like 3.5 stars. One of the stories was 5 stars, one was 4 stars, one was 2 stars, and 3 were 3 stars, I think, something like that. And it talked a lot about like beliefs and how do I want to say this, like just like a lot of like spirits and stuff and like Inuit mythology, spirituality. I'm not sure I'm saying any of this right, and I'm sorry if I'm not. But yes, this was super solid. I liked learning a bunch of stuff, like cultural things that I didn't know before. And yeah. So the next is The Sky Blues, which is another YA LGBTQAI2+ book. And I really liked it. I guess I didn't really like it. I gave it 3 stars. I need to stop lying. But basically, I listened to this book. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm out of it right now. This is about a student who is gay, Sky, has been kicked out of his home, is living with his best friend, and their family, and then he wants to like do a prom proposal, there we go, to this like popular guy, but he's not sure if he's like gay or straight, and then he gets like some stuff gets spread around about him, and then it's about like the main cast of characters trying to confront and figure out what happened. So yeah, 3 stars. Once again, just like typical kind of YA stuff. Good for an introduction to YA, I guess. Or YA LGBTQAI2+ literature. Next we have Sugar Volume 1, which I gave 3 stars to. I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. Basically, this is about a girl who is struggling. She's in university. She's trying to support her family. She's working 2 jobs. And she meets this guy, and she really likes him. And this guy's friend, even before he met this girl, was like, hey, sugar babies are pretty cool. And this guy was like, oh man, I don't know. And then he starts paying for some of this girl's stuff, and she's like, oh no, I don't like this. And they start talking about the idea of like sugar babies and stuff. And then we actually don't know what happens from there because there's no more in the series. Anywho, but yeah, solid 3 stars. It was pretty cool. Less smutty than Swing. So next we have I Hope This Helps, Comics and Cures for 21st Century Panic, and I gave this 5 stars. I just thought this was really cute. I thought some of the art was really funny. It's kind of like meme comics type things, and it's like making fun of pop culture stuff and like some different other things. It's really a big jumble of stuff. There's also some written text in it, so pretty good, pretty interesting. Obviously, I really enjoyed it. It made me laugh out loud a couple times. So yeah. Moving on, we have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I gave 5 stars. I did not think this book was going to live up to the hype, but I sat on my couch sobbing. Yeah, I just absolutely ruined me. This is about Evelyn Hugo and her 7 husbands and what was going on really in the background of her like fabulous Hollywood life. And she's being interviewed she's requested an interview with this girl from Vivant, and then she's like, actually, I'm gonna give you my whole autobiography and you're gonna make bank. And then we find out why in the end, and I just cried and cried and cried and cried. I do highly recommend this book. So next we have Oh No by Alex Norris, and I give this 3 stars. It's just a little 3-block comic book over and over again, with the punchline being oh no. Pretty standard. The art style is cute. Oh no. That's all I have to say. Hi, Editing Emma here. I don't know how I forgot. I actually do. I didn't have all the books from week 1 listed, but I forgot to talk about It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. 1 star. I did not like it. I can't get into it right now. Honestly, just go and watch the first Whatever-a-thon vlog to know. Like, it was bad. So now we'll get on to like a slightly better ending. And then last but not least, we have Meet Cute Diary, which I gave 3 stars to. This explores a, like, not the right words. This is about a trans teenager who is living in Colorado with his brother while his parents are moving to Los Angeles, where he will join them in the fall. And he starts working at this summer camp, and he runs this thing called the Meet Cute Diary, where he's telling fictional stories about trans couples meeting in cute ways and like trying to give hope to trans kids and whatnot. And then he starts this relationship that was originally fake, and then it becomes not so fake. And then you go from there, and they try to figure out exactly what's up. And his diary starts to not do so well, and he has to struggle with that and a bunch of other stuff. Gave it 3 stars, pretty solid. Some life experiences I had never followed before, and it was very interesting to do so. And that concludes my June wrap-up, part 2. If you want more information, my foot's asleep, you can, or information, or like, if you want to hear me talk about these books some more, you can go back and watch my Whatever-a-thon vlogs, which I put it all in a playlist. But yeah, if you would like to see more from me or read more from me, you can check out my first collection, which is linked below, both the buy link and the Goodreads link, if you would like to check those out. And then you can also check out my author page to get updates on my current collection, which I am really close to finishing. But anyway, I hope you're having a great day. Bye.